Okay. If you communicate, if you talk in my class, I give you marks because I believe that achievement is not driven only by when you are seated by a chair and writing an exam. Your success of achievement is not determined only by an examination because a lot of things could be going through your mind on the day of the exam. And so I reward you over time, not at a time. Okay. And so please take note. But the key one is your final paper report. I might take a 10% from the presentation and bring it to the final report. This final report is where you would develop something, and I'll come to that. It doesn't matter whether you are doing HR, public administration, marketing. I'm mentioning those courses that are not too quantitative. It doesn't matter. What I will give you, you will see that it's been done in public admin, it's been done in marketing, it's been done in HR, it's been done in all of the non-quantitative areas. You will see that it will be done. So please take note of that. The process of you undertaking your research, I'll put it here, go through it. Your PhD is made up of 3 publishable papers. I'm sure you guys are aware, right? That your PhD is made up of 3 publishable papers. Are you aware? Okay. Now, guys, let me tell you some secrets before we proceed. I have a lot of topics and papers I want to publish. Some of them are even completed, half completed and things. I want those of you who want, let me know, and then we'll publish them together. I have about 40. Yeah, get it.
Prof, I'm in.
Okay, but one criteria is that you got to be quantitatively inclined.
Okay. No problem, Prof.
Once you are quantitatively inclined, I have some of them are completed theses of my master student, and whenever I'm supervising master students, I supervise them with the intention of PhD mind. So all of the master's guys, that's how they go. And by the time they finish, the thing is publishable. I publish in 4-star journals with some of them, like Energy Economics, European Journal of Operational Research and things like that. So please, like I said, I have the topics, I have the data. I have the data there. The European data, I have global data, European data, and things like that. But like I said, it's quantitatively inclined. But the good thing is that I have videos on every quantitative thing that you have to learn to be able to understand the technique, the models, and apply. I have the videos on my channel. And I think I've posted a channel there. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Because anytime I release the video, you'll get it there. Anytime I put an assignment, I'll put assignment there and explain it there. But like I said, I have papers, models that I want to apply them, and I need guide. I need support. I want hungry people. I'm a very hungry person. So I don't want somebody who will be dilly-dallying. Okay? I really want someone who is hungry, okay, and want to even publish before finishing your PhD or before halfway through your PhD. So please backstage me on that. Okay. But whatever I'm talking about will not be related to your PhD. Because the area I'm going to be working with, maybe, but for majority of you, whatever I'm talking about will not be related to your PhD. Well, some of you, depending on how, especially those of you in my department, depending on how you work with, we might look at that. All right. So we are going to start quickly with data. Data. Quantitative analysis obviously requires data. I want one of you to tell me what is your understanding of data. To you, what is data? What is data? Quick. You must have the MTCAS data open, by the way. The MTCAS data, you must have it open. Samson.
So I think data is information that has yet to be processed.
No, Oh, yeah. Good. Say that again.
I mean, data is information that is yet to be processed into to make sense of it.
Good. So data is unprocessed information. That's what he's saying. Data is unprocessed information. What's the plural for data? What's the plural for data?
Is data?
Is data. What is the
Yeah.
singular for data?
Datum.
Or what? The singular for data is datum or what?
Well, it is the only one I know. I do not know the other one.
It is also data. So data is both singular and plural. Okay. Now, there are two kinds of data, and some of you know this. I'm not going to go through this because you guys have the slides. So if you have data on the top here, okay, there are two groups of data. One of them is categorical, and the other is numerical. Okay. Categorical is the type of the data. Numerical is a type of the data. But then the informational content of the data, the level of measurement of the data. For categorical, the level of measurement is nominal or ordinal. For numerical, the level of measurement is either interval or ratio. Now, which one is the most powerful of all these level of measurements? Which one is the most powerful? Which is the most powerful? Of course, I'll ask you why. Ratio. Ratio is the most powerful. It can be counted, can be numbered, it can be ranked, okay, and all of that. Ratio is the precise and concise data. Nominal has no intrinsic ordering. You can't even order rank it. Nominal is just names and letters. Ordinal comes from the word order. You can rank it, like strongly agree, strongly disagree. Those that deal a lot with the Likert scale. Yes, Benjamin.
Yeah, please. Can you say that the categorical is the ordinary data, and numerical is a polished one. It's a work on data.
No, not necessarily. Okay. Not necessarily. The key difference is that categorical can also be original, okay, worked on data. But the key difference is that categorical is about letters. Categorical is qualitative, letters. Numerical is quantitative, numbers. That's the only difference. Okay. I hope you're not talking about in terms of importance.
Yes.
No, you can't say in terms of importance. You can say that in terms of categories or in terms of usefulness, but I can promise you, somebody can have a categorical data for, say, sex, being male or female, and that is all he needs. He doesn't need numerical functionality of that. He simply needs your sex type. And that is all he needs, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that makes sense. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. These are babies, so I don't want to delay much on them at all. Okay. If you have the data collected, you can create a descriptive statistics, and all of you will do this. One of the first things that you would do in the work I will give you is that this is called data analytics. Okay? But not data analytics. Basically, it's rather called data analysis, because analytics is more of a, an encapsulating thing. So this is descriptive statistics. It will summarize everything you got to know, both the center, the deviation from the center, everything, the kurtosis, the skewness, the minimum absolute deviation, the range, the interquartile range, the percentiles. everything. Your job is to summarize your data. But the best one you can summarize is the numerical data, not the categorical data. So when I see people look at papers and they are talking about numerical, categorical, and they are creating mean, the mean between male and female, why will you do that mistake? Why will you create the mean, okay, and you have data of some people, you have the name of the person, then whether the person is a male or female, the name, male or female, the name, male or female, and then you start creating, male is 1, female is 0, okay, or female is 1, male is 0, whichever. Then you start creating the mean for that. It's not good. It's not sensible to create mean. Write it down. These are some points you got to write it down, because your report that you will do will require you to bring out the intelligent information you've gathered from the course. And I'll give you papers that have made mistakes. And one of the mistakes they have made is this thing I'm talking about. Okay. You are not supposed to generate descriptive statistics. It's real descriptive statistics for categorical variables. Okay, based on the data, you can also generate and do something called inferential statistics. Okay. So inferential statistics, descriptive statistics, it is telling you. Inferential statistics, you are telling it. Okay. So you are deducing something from what you have. Descriptive, it is telling you something from what it has. And we shall do all of that, okay, for this quantitative analysis. We shall do all of that. And when you normally present data, okay, it can tell you trends and patterns. We shall do a lot of visualization with Python and R. Python and R. And guys, like I said, if you are here and you have not installed the R and the R Studio, whilst I'm talking, do it, because we'll come back to that very soon. Okay, so please do that. Okay, so open your R now. I want to believe that you've downloaded it, so open your R now. I'm also going to show you mine right here. Oh, by the way, you don't open the R. You rather open the R Studio. Even though you have installed the R and installed the R Studio, it is the R Studio you got to open and not the R. So please take note. If you have a challenge, let me know. And please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
I can see your screen.
Yes.
All right, so I'm sure you can all see my screen. So when you open the R, the first time you open it, you're going to see a screen like this. But let me show you exactly what you will see. You will not see that, you see something like this. For the first time, this is what you see. So I'm going to give you some time for those of you who can to open. Somebody was asking a question. Let me see. Oh, Peter says he can see. Very good. So you should see something like what do you guys see on the screen? With nothing. Then you click on the arrow here. You click on this little arrow here. And once you click there, the thing will open and you will have it in 4 parts. Left, right, bottom left, bottom right. Let me tell you a little bit of information about this R Studio. Please remember, you should not open the R. You should open the R Studio. See why a person cannot be listening to my lecture in the car. The person will have to be in a, a seated place and all of that. Okay, those of you who have been able to open your R, kindly raise your hand and let me see. Many people will be coming to this class and they will not be going through what we'll be going through. I've seen that many times. I hope that all of you are not like those many people. If you have opened your R studio, kindly raise your hand. If you are struggling, let me know. If you are having a challenge, let me know. Please keep your hand raised because I want to see how many people have done it. Because I normally take evidence for those participating in my class. And I can call you anytime for you to confirm for me what you see. So please don't raise your hand if you haven't done it, because I'll ask you something I expect you to see. And if you don't see, you are not having it. I have only 14 people who have raised their hand. Okay, that means that the rest of you, you are not paying attention. What is your challenge, the rest of you? Can one of you tell me why you've not raised your hand? The rest of you, those of you who haven't raised your hand, what is your main challenge? Paul says he has a challenge with the installation. The reason why you have a challenge with the installation is because you are probably doing it now. But since Monday, I've been saying that you should do it. And I think last year, you and Derek, you should be reminding people. Derek, you should be reminding people. People are not paying attention in class, even on the page we created. So please be reminding them so that they do it before they get here. Someone says, I can't find my console. If you don't find your console, no problem. Just close it and double click to open the R Studio. And I hope, Gertrude, it is the R Studio you have opened, not the R. You should not open R. You should open R Studio. Now, R is on your desktop, but R Studio cannot be found on your desktop. So to get an R Studio, you have to go to your Start or Search and type R2 RS, and you see that the studio icon will now show. The studio icon will now show. So please double click the R Studio and not the R. I now have 19 people. Okay, Desmond says that the class reps are very active. They keep reminding you, the finance people. But I need to see them reminding you on the page I've created. Communicate on the page I've created. That page is for you. I've created it with me and you. So that you can...
No, please, some of us are not on that page. Sorry for interrupting you, sir.
No problem. You are not on that page.
Please. Yes,
which
please.
Which means that you have not been meeting in class with the colleagues.
Sir, I met you last week. We were blessed with the link, and we met you. And I'm with you here today. Just that on that page.
So where did you get that link? Because whoever gave you the link should have added you to the page.
Our course rep did so.
Don't worry. I'm going to put the link for the page here so that you can join the page right from here, okay?
Thank you.
And the rest of you who are not on that page, I'm putting it here. And once I do, I then hope that you will all now be able to. Okay, I'm putting it here. Confirm if you see it in the chat.
Yes.
Okay, please, all of you, click on this and join now if you can. Or put it down somewhere so that you can click on it after we are done. It's very important you do it now. Take a picture of it or copy it and put it somewhere so that you can do that later. I still need to know how many of you have been able to open the R Studio. The number has come down to 16. I have a certain number in mind. Once we pass 20, then I know that we've reached a good number. So if you have opened the R Studio, raise your hand. If you have not and having a challenge, let me know the challenge. $18 so far. The rest of you who have not opened it, please do that and confirm that you have opened it. So I'm trying to call some of you and find out really why you have not opened. Paul Benson, what is your challenge?
Yes, Prof. So I tried the installation. I was able to download the R, successfully installed. But the R Studio, when I followed the instruction on the video, it wasn't successful at the end. I've done it since the day
But you
before
never
yesterday.
mentioned this in the group page. Never.
So I contacted a few colleagues.
You could have simply asked in the group page. That is your family, man.
Yeah, I think so. Next time I have to do that.
Ashiama Yeboah, are you here?
Yes, Doc.
Any reason why you have not installed it?
Doc, I have, but they are telling me it's not compatible with my system. So
You have installed both the R and the R Studio.
Yes, please.
What system are you using?
Windows 10.
Windows.
Yes.
So you went to download the MacBook version, even though you have Windows.
No, I downloaded the Windows version. The latest one is the 4.4.2.
And then the R Studio?
Yes. Yes. But I don't know because I have done some developer options and I have some virtual machines on my laptop. So I think it's further complicated.
You know, you have to get it sorted, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yes, Doc.
Benjamin, what is the challenge you're having? Searching.
Prof, yes. In fact, my problem is the machine itself. I've tried and I was advised that I have to install something before I can have it completely. Meanwhile, my machine is also strong machine. I believe the machine. So
they say you have to install something. What is that something?
My IT guys were advising that I have to look at it. The issue is the machine itself that I'm using. But
What
it's
is
a
the
very
issue?
strong machine.
What is a machine? What is it telling you when you install it?
We tried and say I should upgrade it. I should upgrade the machine itself. The machine needs upgrading.
Okay.
Yes.
So maybe you are downloading the latest R, and the latest R requires that you upgrade the Windows before. Do that
Okay.
today. Let me go to David. David, what is your challenge? David Ifa Mensah. Who knows David Ifa Mensah?
Well, I I don't have a challenge. I was able to install it yesterday.
So why is your hand not up?
I did, but okay, let me do it again.
You see, a good teacher is the one who will try and go through and make sure that everybody is paying attention. James Abbey, I hear. Francis Annan, any reason why your hand is not up, Francis? James Abbey and Francis Annan. Class rep. Now winner.
Yes, Doc.
Can you note down these two names for me? I'll penalize them. James Abbey and Francis Annan. They've joined my program and they've left their machine, which means that they are not in class with me.
Mm-hmm.
Kingsley Kofi Osu, are you here? Kingsley Kofi Osu. Ernest Tulasi. Nanabo, am I here? Okay, let me take a screenshot. Paul Benson, Kenneth Adakwa, and Sebastian.
Prof, I'm here.
So, you still having a challenge?
Yeah, Prof.
Yes, so
For me,
I don't know.
I've been trying to download.
My
Yeah,
R
I'm also having
Studio
a challenge. So.
is 2024.09.1. That's after I downloaded it to install it. But when I install, it doesn't give me that opportunity to do the merging that you talked about.
What merging?
So, if you watch the video that you asked us to follow and do the installation, after installing the R, when you are installing the R Studio, it will enable you merge it with the R. But that option never came for me. So even when
There's
I
no
install
option.
the R,
There's no option of merging. Masa, you don't even open the R. All you got to do is to just open the R Studio.
yes, I do that, but
That's what?
but it doesn't display anything. So I don't know whether it is the correct version that I have downloaded.
When you open the R Studio, what do you see? Without opening the R, when you open the R Studio, what do you see?
So I'm opening it again.
All right. I've got my number. The rest, I've taken note of them. Okay. So, guys, open. You can lower your hands now. There is a data set that I've given you. The data set is known as MT cars. It's an Excel data set. Okay. Whilst I'm talking, try and then open it. Okay, so when you open R Studio for the first time, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get something like this. Okay. Very, very open like that. Okay. You also start from number one. The number one will be blinking here in the command. So the first space on the left here is called a command window. Below the command window is where you type all your commands. Then below the command window, the next window is on the bottom left. It's called the console. No distance there. The console will actually show you all the results. The command window is where you put in the command. The console will show you the results. Okay. Then on the top right, you have your environment. On the bottom right, you have your packages. We shall be using these ones, plots and packages on the bottom right a lot. Packages, so take note. Take note of packages a lot. Now, I want you to use the RStudio like a calculator. So guys, what is 8 plus 7? What is 8 plus 7?
15.
Okay, type 8 plus 7 in your command window, number 1. 8 plus 7, just like I've just typed. And then at the top, you see run, click run, or you do control enter. Click run, or you do control enter. And when you do that, at the bottom, you will see 15 written there.
Yes.
Okay, so that is how you use it as a calculator. You can type the next command. This time, want to represent it as A, small letter A. So do A equal
Because I'm not getting the results. The 15, I'm not getting it.
Put the radio off in your room. That 15, you get it if you click run whilst the cursor is blinking at the 8 plus 7.
Yeah, I now have it. I now have it now.
Sorry?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Now, this time do A equal to 15 times 3. And times is a star. So do 15 times 3. We know 15 times 3 is 45. But when you run, when you type that and you run, you will see that it will rather show A equal to 15 plus 3 in the console, at the bottom of the console in blue. Which means that you do not have the result yet, but it has calculated. So if you want the result, and this is very important because you do this in bigger practical way. If you want the result, just highlight only the A and run. Highlight only the A and run, and this time it will give you the 45 at the bottom. Now let's do B. Okay. Remember, A is now 45. B, you do B equal to, and this time you are going to do something like 10 plus 20. Do 10 plus 20 and run it. It will show us B equals to 10 plus 20 at the console. So if you want the results, what do you do now?
Dog, you select the B and run it.
Select the B and run it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can come to the next one and do A times B, and it will give you the answer straight away. Remember, A times B is 45 times 3, which is, I think, 135. 1,350 or so. So do A times B and then multiply it. And you can see that it automatically does the multiplication for you using the two things you have already used. So you can use several things, concatenate them, and then use them for other things. You can create These things are simply vectors. When you get multiple vectors, a vector is a column matrix. Okay? So if you have something like this, just to guide you guys, if you have 2 and then 4, this is a vector, and you can represent it by A. Okay? B can also be a vector, which is 3 and 9. And then you can put these 2 vectors together, and then you can have a matrix. So you can have a matrix of 2, 4, 3, 9. Okay. And I'll use capital for the matrices. And then you can have multiple matrices. This is a matrix of 2 rows as a first row, and then 2 columns. Sorry, 2 rows and 2 columns. So that's the first row, second row, and then first column. Let me use a different color for that. Okay. So when you go to this one, this is the first column, and then second column. So this is actually a 2 by 2 matrix. Well, I can represent that whole nyama 2 by 2 matrix with capital A. And I can also use small a. Now, you can create a data frame. A data frame is when you now have matrices upon matrices combined, each one of them representing something else. Okay. So our data frame is ready, to be honest with you. Our data frame is ready. So we are going to load the data frame, and the data frame is known as MT cars. So on your screen, I am showing you the MT cars data frame. There's a lot of good things about this data. It is in Excel. In order for us not to have some confusion, let's call the first column A1, okay, the cell A1, let's call it cars. No, there's cars already there. So let's call it car type. Car type. That's all, car type in the first column. Okay. I'll come and talk about this data set, but you must have it opened right now, because I'll be showing you how to load the data into R. Now,
Please, can you share with us here the data?
I have already shared with you in the group page. Can somebody in the page forward it again to them? Come on, guys, some of you must be useful.
Doc, I've sent it again, and Peter has also done the same.
Okay. All right. I've been using the assignment operator equal to, which is the same as less or sort of less or equal to here. Okay. We use that to define anything you want to define. Now we are going to use a command like this, but I'll show you a slightly different one. A command like this. Yes, Samuel. Yes, Samuel, your hand is up.
Yes, I just want to have a quick understanding. You made us go through the process of labeling one of the columns. What would have been the challenge if you hadn't labeled it and loaded it into R?
If you have not labeled it, R will label it by itself for you, and that might be different for everybody. And I want to have a constant name for it.
All right, thank you.
All right. So we are going to load this data into R, but I want us to call it, let's call it data, okay? So before we do that, go to your R Studio, where you have been typing the mathematics. This time, type data equal to read dot delim. And the moment you start typing, it will come, okay? It will come, the utils will come. If you have an internet, it will come and populate what you're supposed to see. Albert, have you been using R before in your works? You're a mathematician.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. So I actually mentioned his name so that the guy will be helping you. Those of you who sometimes could be struggling. All right, so click this data equal to read dot. Please remember this, guys. Slightest mistake, R will punish you. R Studio will punish you. Remember, the R Studio is the interface of the R. You're only using it to run the R in the background. It will punish you. So please, typos are not acceptable. Commas, full stop, apostrophes, very, very important. Don't underestimate uppercase, lowercase, nothing. Okay, so do that read.delim inside the bracket, do double apostrophe like I have done and type into the double apostrophe clipboard. Typos, don't do typos, clipboard. So you should have something like what I have here. So we're going to use copy and not paste, copy clipboard command. We're going to use copy clipboard approach to be able to load the data from the Excel to the R. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime you write some commands like I've just done, just do a hash symbol and then write an instruction to tell you what a command on the left is. So what command am I doing? I am trying to load Excel data into R. You see what I've done? I've written an instruction so that when you give this note or code to someone, the person will say, okay, so this command, it will help me to load the data from Excel to R. That's it. Anything after the hash symbol is just an instruction. It's not part of the coding. So for the first time in your life, if you haven't done before, you are coding. Okay? Okay? No. You are coding. You are coding. So in your skills, you start adding this to your skills and say that you have skills on programming and coding. Remember, I'm an expert in artificial intelligence. So much an expert. Okay. Most of the artificial intelligence things that I do, I use R and Python. Plenty like that. And we use this thing called Ernest Tulasi. Please unmute yourself. Class rep, raise your hand so that I can make you an admin to help me mute those who forget themselves.
Doug, please, what did you say?
Let me make you a co-host. Who was the other co-host? Ernest, right? Is he here?
Prof, I think you mentioned he should unmute himself rather than mute.
Mute. He should mute himself. Let me make you Noah, the co-host, so that you do that work, because some people simply are not here. All right. So you are coding. Okay, you're coding. We do a lot of work related to generative AI, deep learning, not just machine learning. We go beyond machine learning. We do deep learning, and even a lot of the work on predictive analytics, logistic regression, lasso regression, all of range regressions, all of those things, not to talk about a panel data econometrics. You can do a lot of these things. Okay. Principal component, structural equations modeling, all of that. You can even draw human beings, draw yourself. Use these things for so many purposes. A lot of hyperparameter tunings are done. A lot of simulation works can do this thing with. And so you can put it on your CV that you are good in coding. That's all. You are good in coding. The little you are doing now is good for coding. All right, now we're going to code for the data in Excel. This is the data in Excel. You should have this data opened in your from your group page. Highlight the data. You can click anywhere inside and do Control A. Control A will highlight all of the data. Control C will copy everything. Control A will highlight, Control C will copy. And you know the mistake some of your colleagues do? Without me telling them to paste, now they go to R and then go and paste. You don't paste in R. So come to R. When you copy the thing, the information is on the cursor, on the clipboard. So when you come to the R, where you have written your command, click anywhere on that horizontal line and then go to the top and click Run or do Control Enter. The data will be loaded. And actually, the data is loaded. In order to see that the data is loaded, look down there in the console. Look down there in the console. You will see that the data name, everything you wrote at the command is written in blue. Once you have everything at the command written in blue, it means that your data has been successfully loaded. Else you will have a red. Joabo.
Doc, please, can you go over it again? How to load the data?
Okay, go to your Excel and go and copy.
Yes, I've done that, please.
Okay. Do it again. If you have done that from the previous one I did, this time go and copy it again. Come to the R Studio, and where you started typing the read.delem, click anywhere on that line, on that horizontal line, and then run. And then run. You should see that same write-up down there in the console. Do you see it?
Yes.
Good. So now it means the data is loaded. Now, how do you know the data is loaded? Just go, who can tell me, how do you see whether or not the data is loaded? How do you see the entire data? Who can tell me? Now that you have loaded the data, just like we did for my command A and B. Yeah, Benedicta.
And Doc, I was going to say, yes, so we'll highlight the data which is in front of the equal to sign, and then we'll run to see if it loaded.
Exactly. You highlight and run. And when you come down, you see that the whole thing is down here. But if your data is very large, because in big data analytics, in big data AI, the data is like 1 million. Actually, Netflix is generating about trillions of data per day. So there's a lot of data. So if you have a lot of data, it's going to be hard to show all of this from the beginning to the end. So this is a clue. If you want only the beginning part, just type head. Head means I want the top part of the data. Type head, human head, and do brackets. And then inside a bracket, type the name of the data, which is data, like I have done. And then run. It will only show you the first 6 rows of the data. You can see that in there, down there.
Oh, last one. I have been able to successfully load the data. How do I get them shown at the console area, sir?
Your friend just said that highlight the word data in front of the equal to.
Okay.
And run it.
Okay, sir.
Pay attention, guys. Pay attention with me. Slight environmental discombobulation around you, and you're not going to be able to follow me. Okay, who can tell me if you want to see the bottom of the data? I told you that if you want to see the top 6 rows of the data, do head data. What do you think will be the bottom 6 rows of the data, Joshua? Joseph. Yes, Asiama.
What bottom into bracket data?
No.
Doc, We use tail.
Exactly. Opposite of head is tail. So you do tail, then into bracket the name of the data set. And that will give you the bottom half of the data. And you can see it at the console, the bottom half of the data. You guys are learning programming so well, so fast. Okay, so that is how.
Oh, Doc.
Yes.
This after I copied the data from Excel and I placed the cursor on the horizontal line with the instruction and I ran, it said error. It
Yes,
didn't
the
load my
specific
data.
error will tell you what was the error. Check typos. That's the first thing.
The error in file cannot open the connection. That was all. No such file or directory.
So what it means is that you did not load the data. So when
Okay,
you
Doc, I've
copied
seen
it,
a typo. I've seen a typo, please. Thank you.
Yeah, Doc, I'm also having an error here, sir.
you are having plenty errors, so I don't want you to be having plenty errors like that.
Okay, sir. But on doing the head, after writing the code head into bracket data, it gave me it gave me use method into bracket head.
No. Load the data again and confirm that the data is loaded.
Okay, sir.
Load the data, highlight the data, and then run it and confirm that the data is seen at the console first.
Yeah, the data has come, sir.
All of the data has come.
Yes, sir.
The cursor moved to the head data.
Yes, sir.
Run it. Check the spelling.
Okay. So should I select the head or the bracket?
All of it. You don't select anything. Just the cursor must be there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Oh, good. Say it has come. Say it has come.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I have a question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so is it only specific to certain instructions? So, for example, if somebody had used stop, because when they used the head and somebody said bottom, you said that was not correct. You used tail. So, if the person had used stop into bracket data, will it still display the upper
head into bracket what?
So
the person use what?
If say instead of head, somebody use stop.
No, you can't use stop because these are acceptable codes in the R memory.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So at least you have learned how to see the top part and the down part. Okay. Now suppose you wanted the first 20 of your data. Let me see whether if you do 10, it will show the 10. Yes. So if you want a particular number, okay, of your data, let's say the data is very, very plenty, and you want only number the first 10 rows, you can specify 10, and it will give you only the first 10 rows. If you want the first 15 rows, you can specify 15, and then once you run, it will give you just the first 15 rows. Okay. But if you just leave it as head with the name of the data, it will just give you the first 6 rows. Esioma?
Yes, Prof. Prof, I am wondering, instead of doing Control A and running it, are there not any maybe built-in functions that maybe you can use to
You can look at the top. I said it. You can look at the top. You see the word run. The cursor is blanking on it. Run.
No, I mean, for instance, in Python, using the pandas framework, we just maybe use read.csv. I want to make maybe there's a similar thing in R.
You mean similar ways of loading the data?
Yes, maybe.
Not similar. There are thousands of ways of loading the data.
Okay.
There are thousands of things. If I give you an R book, which I'll give you, you will now see there are thousands, you'll be confused. I'm giving you the easiest way to start.
Oh, okay, Prof.
All right, okay. If it is an Excel, we could have used a different command to indicate that I want you to bring this Excel file. I want you to bring that one, you have to use XLSL. Okay? You can use CSV. Okay? If it is a CSV file, you can use a text file. They do .txt. So there are multiple files that you can do SPSS, you can use MATLAB file, you can bring Python data, you can do all of those things. But one of the things about life is that most data can easily be transferred into Excel. Most data are in Excel. Okay, most data. So, and if it is in Excel, we like copy and sort of pasting. So that is why using this clipboard approach is a very easy one. Very easy. Copy everything, and then you can just do it. Okay, let's move on. So let's go to the next command. So the data has been loaded. We have viewed the data. Now, if you have an internet, you can install some packages. I'll come back to that. Okay. So this is the data. Let me give you a bit of information about the data so that you can understand it. This data is called the MT cars. We are going to use it for a lot of things. A lot of things for this course. And that is why I want you to understand it. It is a cross-sectional data. It was extracted from 1974 from a magazine, a US magazine called Motor Trend. It's made up of fuel consumption and 10 characteristics of cars, their performance. The number of cars are 32. All these cars were made in 1973 and 1974, so they are 74 models. The data was used by a certain professors called Henderson and Ballerman in 1981. The paper was built in biometrics and was entitled Building Multiple Regression Models Interactively. The data frame is what I showed you. It's 32 observations, 11 variables. So this is like a cross-sectional data. It's not time series. Cross-sectional means 1 year data. Okay. The main variable is MPG, and you can see that in your own. Look at your own, and you see that. You see that the main thing there is MPG. That is miles per gallon of the car. The next variable is a cylinder of the car. Okay. There are also displacement, horsepower, other things of the car. You can see displacement is the next. HP is horsepower. Drat. Now, drat, I've given you a bit of interpretation of these things. A drat is a rear axle ratio. The weight of the car is also there. That is W. The kilometer will tell you the 1/4 mile time of the car. So some cars will tell you that you got to fly 270 miles per gallon. Some will tell you that 360. Then you know that you got to gas. The car can gas and things like that. Then you have VS. VS will give you the vertical speed of the car. It appears that this data I gave you, the VS is not there. Hold on. Okay,
Yeah,
guys.
Prof, there's no yes.
Okay. That is strange. Okay. When the original data is in the R, the problem is that.
Doc, the data is there. I think the Excel file has compressed it, so you just have to double tap at the.
Okay, so let's confirm it. So yeah. After H, there should be I. So when you come to the data and show this one and double click, the VS will show. So let's do it again. Just Control A to copy everything. Go to the R this time, and just where your data is, just run it again. Put the cursor at the data read.delim and run it again. And now when you show the head, Let me just show the first one. When you show the head, it will show you the VS, which is a vertical speed there. Thank you. Who gave us that lovely thing? It means that the person has been following. Was it Emmanuel or Sabons?
No, it's Derek.
Derek. Ah, Derek.
Yes. Yeah.
Derek, you have been very, very active in class. I appreciate you. Emmanuel Sabons, the data has been loaded in the group page. You can see the data there. See this data?
Yes, Doc.
This data, we can use it for a lot of things. A lot of things. Okay.
Doc, please, I'm still not able to get what Derek said.
You're not able to what?
To get the other part that isn't coming.
Let me show you. So when you go to the, are you looking on my screen?
Mm-hmm.
When you go to J,
okay, I'm looking on your screen now.
Between H and J, you will notice that I is lost. Check it.
Yeah, okay.
And once you put the cursor at where I have put my J, just the line after the letter J, between the J and the H, and you put the cursor there, the cursor will turn into black plus. It will turn into black plus. And once it turns into black plus, double click, the eye will open.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, doctor.
All right, let's move on. It's because we are beginning today, so I want to really, really have time for you to get the beginning. Subsequent ones, you see that. So now this should tell you that when I give you a data set or codes to type before coming, you will type them before coming. When we are done, you have to go and type all the codes in the notes. Okay. So the car also has some number of forward gears, and this was represented as gear. You have AM. AM is a dummy variable. We'll talk about that later. It is coded as 0 or 1, where 0 stands for the car being automatic and 1 stands for the car being manual. Okay. So when you go to AM, you see that you have manual. The first 3 cars are manual. Then automatic. Okay. All the way until towards the end before you see manual things. Yes, Ima.
Yeah, Doc, my concern was that the data about the VS was not deleted. It was only hidden in Excel. That means that it existed. My worry was that why wasn't R able to pick it automatically without we going to unhide it and coming back to it?
Because it was not recognized itself. I mean, we are human beings. We didn't even recognize it. We forgot. If you hide a data, it means that you don't want that data to be used in Excel. Are you aware?
Yes.
You don't want the column to be used. So if you don't want the column to be used, why should R accept it?
Okay.
Because
Thank you very much.
originally it wasn't like that. You were the one who hid it. I hid it. So it means that I don't want R to use it. So R also will not use it.
Thank you very much. I'm very comfortable with it now. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello, Doc.
Yeah. Sorry, Richard, come again. Who was asking hello, Doc? Check your microphone. Check your microphone. And unmute. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, please, Doc, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so some of the ones go for both manual and automatic. Is there a mistake in Excel? I think 1 is supposed to be for manual and then 0 for automatic. But I can see that there's a need that some are 1, some are 0 for both automatic and then manual.
You mean in the Excel?
Yes, please.
No. They are written in English. Can't you see? It's here. Are you looking on my screen or you're looking on your own? He's gotten it. When they get it, they
Please,
don't.
yeah. I can, yes. I'm looking at your screen right now.
Have you gotten it now? So where is the automatic? And then I coded them as 0 and 1, but that is not what I wrote them there.
Okay. I get you, please.
All right.
Sorry.
The carburetor will tell you the flow of air and the gasoline into the cylinder. That is represented by carb. And they have 4 number of carburetors. You have several other ones there. So you can see all of that there. Angie.
Doc, please, after we did the correction in Excel, I saw that you did some changes in R to reflect the correction, but I didn't quite follow.
I only recopied the data. I only copied the entire data back and ran the codes again.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
come and paste it into the first clipboard command and run it again, and run this one again, and run this one again, and run this one again. Now that you have typed them, running them all at a go is even easier. You can highlight all of them, starting with the beginning one, and then run them. Okay. Now, you are about to do some statistics. I told you that the first thing we normally do is to generate the descriptive statistics. I will ask you to do this with your own data and make comments about the descriptive statistics. You see, right now, I've told you a bit about information about the data, so you must have a feel of the data. So you have a feel of the data right now. What I want you to notice that this data, we are going to do descriptive statistics, but for that to happen, we need to load a package. So if you have the PDF open, you can actually copy what I'm copying now. Okay. And then go to your R Studio and then paste what I'm pasting. You will see, otherwise you have to type library into bracket car. Now, car is a data package. Car is a data package. Now, where are the packages? On the bottom right of your screen here, you will see that we have data packages. So look on the bottom right here. You will see the tab called packages. That is where you will see this library before you even type. So you have to load the package. But before you load the package, you got to check that is loaded. So click on packages and you will see install and update. Install and update. Now, to be sure that the car package is there, type CAR in the search, car. You can see that the car package is there. What do you do then? Well, this means that it's already installed in my case. This installation is a one-time. But for some of you, when you do that, you will not see the car package. If you don't see the car package, let me know. When you search for it.
Please, I don't see mine.
Gladstone, you don't see?
Yes, Doc, please, I can't see mine too.
And if you can't see, it's not yes, Doc, it's no. I can't. Okay. So,
myself the same.
All right. So for you to be able to see it, you must have an internet because it means you have to install it. So to do that, where the package is, under the package, you see install. So you got to click on the install. This one, yeah. Okay. You have to click on that install. Yes, Papa. Click on the install. And once you click on the install, a pop-up will show. In that pop-up, you will see a statement, the first thing on the top, install from repository from CRAN repository. So let that be. Don't change that. Come down, and then below that you see packages. Type the name of the package. If your internet is working, the moment you start typing, the names of the packages, other ones will start showing. The one we are looking for is cars. So once you start typing, you will see cars in the list. Now in my case, you don't see cars, you see cars. Why? Because I have already installed cars. So R is sensible enough not to show me cars again because I've already installed it. But in your case, you will see cars.
No,
if you don't see
my
cars,
case is car sales also. There's no car sale.
yeah, so if there's no cars, it means that you already have it. So you should go and click the search like I did and confirm you already have it.
Prof, I have car.
Sorry, I mean it's car, not cars.
Okay, all right.
Yes, I also have car.
It's car, it's car, C-A-R, sorry. Okay, so go and search and make sure that you already have car before you come and install. Confirm to me whether after searching you still didn't have it. C-A-R. After
Please, I
searching.
don't have it. I don't have car.
All right, so you
myself too. I'm confirming I don't have car.
All right, so go back and then install it. Go to the install and then type car. You see it in the list. Click on it, and at the bottom, click install. You don't do anything. It will start installing, and you will see something that shows that it's installing. Once you click install, you will see some diamond glass. Okay, somewhere here. You see some red something with a word stop in it. And that red round thing with a word stop should tell you that it is installing. So you got to give it time, depending on the internet speed. All right. So do that. And then when you go to the slides, and because we are going to end, so I'm going to tell you what you should do. When you go to the slide, run all these blue commands. Anytime you see something called library, it means it's a package. Anytime you see something called require, it means it's a package. So library is a package. Require is a package. And the moment you see that, install it like you did this one before we meet next time. Yes, Joshua.
Yeah, Prof. Yes, after installing my car, it ended up becoming car data instead of car.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, Doc. Thank you.
So install all these other packages. So that means that this package called psych, you will install it. Okay. And then you will run all of these other commands. When you write this command, especially the summary and the describe, you will see some of these results. And then there are some questions here that you will attempt to answer. We're going to go through this the next time we meet. But here's my advice to you. Go and look at all the notes. Anywhere you will see the word blue command, okay, you can copy the whole thing and then paste it into your R. Copy the whole thing, paste it into your R. Keep doing that. Anytime you see a blue command, copy the whole thing, paste it into your R. Anytime you see a blue command. Anytime you see the command called library before something, that thing is a package. You should install it. Like this one, library T-series. That means you should search for T-series and install it in the package. Library, basics, F basics. You should install F basics. library. This is usually installed. So like that. And then keep typing these other commands. Keep typing them. Keep typing them. Okay. Until you get to this side. We'll talk about all of these in our next discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the entire caboodle. It's been a pleasure having all of you from the first moment. So, as I indicated, if you want to save, you click save for the first time. You click save. Once you click save, because I have saved already, I have to click save as. It will take you to my document. If you don't see my document, go through your list and then choose my document or document. That's your working directory. Okay. I have mastered the working directory system, so I am saving mine into my Dropbox. But you would have selected documents like this. And now you see that this is document. And then you will save it into documents. You save it into documents. And that is cool. Once you save it into document, everything is done. Next time you open RStudio, all your codes are there. Everything you did is there already. Angie, does that answer your question?
Yes, Doc. Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you all in on Monday.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.